Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. A newly discovered signed document from Jay Clayton proves that he lied to the public, and the XRP community was right about their assumptions all along. And you know me, guys. Like, I'm careful with my words. I'm with the rest of you in that I've been saying from the beginning, I think this whole thing stinks. It doesn't smell right. But I've said, for a lot of these conflicts of interests and all things along those lines, I said, we don't have hard evidence that there was anything nefarious done. There's no evidence that any of these people have actually necessarily lied about pretty much anything. So when I say that Jay Clayton lied about something, I mean he actually lied about it, and I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm going to show you the signed document that puts all this to bed. So every one of my fellow XRP community members out there listening, yup, you were right, he lied. Let's find out what else he lied about, though, because this is just one thing, and there are so many coincidences and so many appearances of conflict of interest that we're barely scratching the surface. And so for us to be suspicious, this is the first really truly provable instance of saying, yes, we're right, because we caught this guy lying right now. But before going any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So there's a video clip that's on your screen right here, and I'm not going to actually play it because I try to do as little actual playing of video clips on my channel as possible, but I did go to the trouble of transcribing this. And this dates back to September 23rd of this year. So I'm going to share with you comments from Jay Clayton on September 23rd that I transcribed it. And if you want the URL, it's at the top of your screen. You can plug this in and verify that what I'm saying he said, he actually did say. It's on your screen right there. There's a URL at the top right now. And so I covered this at the time, and I said, effectively, the same message I've been saying to you guys. I was like, this doesn't pass the smell test to me. How could this all be coincidence? I said, it's the same message I've been saying. Like, I don't know if he's lying, but this looks peculiar, doesn't it? Well, now I definitely got something here thanks to the XRP community digging up some serious stuff here. So first of all, shout out to Tim, at TimR614 on Twitter, who on September 23rd shared that video clip, which was also retweeted by John Deaton's crypto law organization. And so here's what happened. I'm going to share with you what he said, and then I'm going to share with you right after this the proof that he lied about what he said on national television on CNBC's Squawk Box. This freaking asshat. So the host said the following. and by the way, the host said the following after intense pressure from the XRP community. It got to the point where, because of the pressure from the XRP community and the fact that Charles Gasparino of Fox Business Network started picking up the story, they felt like they couldn't ignore it, but still, this host on CNBC, he asked a question. Jay didn't give a sufficient answer, and that was it. Didn't press any further. That was it. And Jay Clayton won't go on Fox Business Network. He refuses to. But so anyway, here's what the host on CNBC said. Jay, I do want to ask you one thing, because it's something that your critics seem to believe, which is that in your final days as the head of the SEC brought a case against Ripple. Now, you are advising some other companies in the space, and they point out or suggest this is a conflict. And so pause. The reason that we're saying this is because of the appearance of conflict is because of the regulatory free pass that was given to Ethereum and Bitcoin specifically under Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman's leadership. And juxtapose that to how they treated XRP and Ripple. They attacked Ripple and XRP holders. That's exactly what they did. And so why is it that they threw this legal complaint against Ripple of harming XRP holders, but before he left his position as SEC chairman leading the SEC, giving Bitcoin and Ethereum a free pass? Well, in response to what the host was getting at here, Jay Clayton said the following. Let me say that we brought a number of cases through my tenure at the SEC in the ICO space, offerings and securities that were not following our rules around registration for wide distribution to the public. I'm not going to specifically comment on the case you mentioned, But in terms of my after-government services, what I can say is the companies that I advise, and I don't want to be promoting them, but one is an institutional asset manager, and one is what I would call an infrastructure player. I did not know these companies while I was in the government. I was introduced to them after I exited, did my due diligence as to whether or not I would be an advisor, and chose to do so. Folks, let me be clear about who he's referencing here, the companies he's referencing here. Let me just pull those up first, actually. You need to be aware of this before I actually show you the signed document. Here was, this is where I want to start. This is from an article from Forbes from February 18th this year, 2021. Private equity giant Apollo hires ex-SEC chief Jay Clayton as it moves on from Epstein scandal. And so this private equity giant Apollo, they're into crypto. In fact, here's a headline from July 14th this year from payments.com. Bitcoin Daily, Apollo Global Figure team on blockchain. Apollo Global Management is teaming up with Figure Technologies, a blockchain startup, on several innovative projects, Bloomberg reported. The initiatives will cover on-chain fund listing, asset securitization, and digital marketplaces, applying Figure's blockchain provenance. Figure, founded in 2018, is focused in the upcoming year on other projects too, including building out provenance, standardizing a blockchain securitization program, boosting stablecoin payments use, and making a comprehensive marketplace for private and public securities. So again, this was publicly known. He didn't want to say during that interview the name of the entity. This is one of the two entities that he was referencing. He described what they are, what this entity is. He just, for some strange reason, wouldn't even say the name. He said, I just don't want to promote. Okay. Well, you're part of it. That's weird that you wouldn't want to promote it. But this is what he was referencing. This is publicly known information. And then there was also this one. Here we go. This is from Markets Insider, March 29th this year, 2021. Former SEC Chair Jay Clayton will advise digital asset hedge fund One River on crypto. And you can see One River, they're trying to launch an actual Bitcoin ETF, which would be the first in the United States if it actually gets approved. Now, there was a Bitcoin futures ETF that was approved, but that's not the same thing. We're talking about an actual ETF with Bitcoin underlying it, impacting supply and demand. And so here's the headline from Forbes, July 31st this year. After rejecting Bitcoin ETFs, former SEC Chair Clayton joins fight for approval. And isn't that something? After all those years of suppressing adoption of crypto and blockchain and not wanting to provide sufficient clarity, at least not in a straightforward manner, while still, trotting out individuals to protect and provide like quasi clarity, if you will, for Bitcoin and Ether. After all that, he has the nerve to embrace blockchain, and he joined a firm, and he's going to try to get an ETF approved for the firm that now would financially benefit him after suppressing it for years. Look at the conflict of interest here. It's ridiculous. And so look at what was uncovered. And this is what was uncovered here, this document, the signed document, was uncovered by a member of the XRP community named Tag, T-A-I-G. It's at T-A-I-G XRP. And wrote the following. This is what Tag wrote. Jay Clayton signed this public financial disclosure report a few months before he was sworn into office as SEC chair. Apollo Management, who he said he didn't know, was listed under assets and income and retirement accounts. Folks, here's the actual document. There's a link to the document. This thing's 48 pages. You don't have to go far. And you can see here, here's the filer's name, Joseph Walter Clayton. And so this is something new I learned today. His real name's not Jay. His real name's Joseph. Jay is actually a nickname. And I Google searched that to verify that, but... So anyway, that's a real thing here. But you don't have to go far. Just go to the second page here. I think it's the second page anyway. Yeah, here you go. Look at this. Apollo Investments Fund, VLP. It's right there. It is right there. This is the Apollo Global. This is their investment fund. He said on national television he didn't even know the company. except for he has a financial interest in the company. It's proven right here. In fact, let me scroll to the very bottom, because his stupid little handwriting's down here. You're going to see his chicken scratch right there where he signed it, March 10th, 2017. There you go, Walter Joseph Clayton III, in parentheses, J. Clayton, because that's his nickname. How about that? Wouldn't you know it? Just as we thought what was likely the case, because this whole thing it has not passed the smell test, wouldn't you know it, he did lie about it. He absolutely has financial interest. He did back in 2017, an Apollo Investment Fund. Is anyone surprised, though? And so you got to wonder, what else? What about this? Because it's so bizarre. Like, the string of coincidences that had to occur for all of this to... Like, it's not believable. And the conflicts of interest, there's so much that even with us not having proof of all of this stuff, there's so much that it just doesn't pass the smell test. It just does. It's like we've known, like, how could there not be something here? That's how we felt anyway. And it's been frustrating because we've not had evidence. And so even to find something like this, we're like, yep, see, he's a liar. Happy to report it because it's the truth. This is the actual truth. This guy is a lying liar. And so I want to know what else he lied about. Don't you? I'm a little bit curious. And so again, huge thanks to Tag XRP for sharing this with the community. I always want to give credit where it's due. Spread the word. J. Clayton officially is a lying liar. Like, it's right there, guys. Right there. I don't even know what else to say about it. It really seriously burns my biscuits. Biscuits all burnt up in the oven. Ain't got no more damn biscuits, all burnt up. Let me know what you think. I'll wrap up here, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.